Star Wars action figure collectors, this is Darth Phoenix 619 coming at you with another video. And this time I have my top 10 Star Wars characters, not my top 10 action figures, but my favorite Star Wars characters. This is a video response to JCC2224. I think I said that right. He did his top 10 Star Wars favorite characters a couple weeks ago, and he tagged me, and this is my response. So I finally got some time, feeling a lot better. So I'm just going to be showing you some different collectibles of the characters that I enjoy the most from the Star Wars universe. So I'm going to begin with an honorable mention, and that is Hera from Star Wars Rebels. Now, as most of you know, I'm not a big fan of the show. It's not my favorite, but I do like Hera quite a bit. There's something about her. I think it's just, you know, she has kind of like a motherly nature. She's like the mother of the ghosts, in my opinion. But she's just so powerful. There's so much skill. I mean, she's a great pilot. she's boss. I don't know how else to put it. You know, that one episode where Lando guest starred from season 1, I didn't feel he was the star of the show. I felt Hera was. Really, that show, just her personality, very strong, empowering character, really made me fall in love with the character. And, you know, I'm not into the 5POA, so I did not pick up her 5POA figure, but I really wanted her Lego, and I got that. And, you know, if they ever, hopefully in the near future, we'll get a realistic 6-inch interpretation of her. I'm definitely going to be on that. So that is my honorable mention. Now on to my top 10. All right, well, in this top 10, this is the only character I don't have any collectibles of. And he's from the Knights of the Old Republic video games, both 1 and 2, and just a very small portrait of him right there, and that is HK-47. I love this character. I mean, his figure's very expensive. He was a Build-A-Droid in the Legacy Collection and tends to run for $50, if not more now. I mean, it's been a while since I've done any research on him. And it was just hilarious. Just a vicious, you know, bloodthirsty droid, and his lines in the video game used to crack me up. And hope to one day own his figure. But, yeah, definitely, I mean, I'm not big into droids. He's the only droid on this list. Favorite all-time droid. Great character. Love HK-47. All right, on to the next one. All right, next we have my favorite Jedi in the Star Wars universe, and that is Luminara Unduli. She didn't have much of a role in the films, just besides looking killer. I mean, I love her look. I love her design. You know, she had a few action scenes in Attack of the Clones. You know, very minimal, of course. And then we did get to see her character a bit explored in Clone Wars, which was really nice when, you know, she went up against Asajj with the help of Ahsoka. So her character was fleshed out a bit. You know, I know she appeared in Rebels, sort of. But I've been able to also keep up with the character in comic books. And I love Luminara Unduli. You know, oh, and of course that scene with her and Barriss Offee in the Clone Wars micro-animated series. It's one of my favorite scenes from that series. Just an overall very cool Jedi. You know, I have an older figure from Return of the Sith, Revenge of the Sith line, and then this one from the Black Series, and then my little Lego Clone Wars version. They're gonna come out with a movie version of her in Lego form this year. They'll have to pick up loose. So there you go, my favorite Jedi. Next is my favorite clone, which is Commander Fox. I'm a huge clone fan, and this is my favorite. I would say Greez is probably my second favorite clone, but I really like Fox. I just like his design. I know it sounds shallow, but when it comes down to it, it's all about the design and the look of the character. The Coruscant Guard emblem on his armor, beautiful. The maroon, almost, I don't know, burgundy type red color, looks fantastic. I was not a fan of his later Phase 2 incarnation. You know, this is supposed to be white, but I dare not paint that. Wasn't a big fan of that, and I know a lot of people didn't like Fox for the role he played in Season 5. That didn't bother me at all, but just seeing him with this armor in earlier seasons of the Clone Wars, it was really cool to see. And then, of course, his Lego is one of my favorite minifigure, just as cool. So, you know, really just when it comes down to it, it's the design of the clone that I fell in love with. That's the reason I fell in love with Commander Fox. All right, on to the next. Here we have my all-time favorite character from the Clone Wars. Original character to the Clone Wars, and that is Embo. Just so cool. I love this guy. He has a killer look. He's got the Kung Lao type hat that he uses in various ways throughout the Clone Wars series. Just, his fighting style, the mystery behind the character, his pet, I forgot the name of the species, the wolf-like species. Just, I can't explain it. Just the mysteriousness and just the fact that he's such an effective bounty hunter really makes him so cool. We definitely got to see him quite a few times in the Clone Wars. Would love to see this guy appear in a live-action film somehow or another. It's just, I love his look. Even the way he speaks, it's just awesome. Thanks again to Corey from First Order Transmissions for that cool custom car back, and then of course the Lego. Just as cool. One of my top favorite Lego minifigures in my collection. So just an amazing looking character. Definitely one of my faves. Next we have many people's favorite Sith, Darth Revan. And, the action figure isn't the most accurate depiction of the character, especially most notably in the face mask, the helmet design. But he, the character himself is fantastic. Knights of the Old Republic, my favorite Star Wars game, hands down. One of my favorite all-time games, definitely. RPGs and whatnot. It's just, I fell in love with Knights of the Old Republic. And, it's funny, when I played Knights of the Old Republic, my Revan was a female. So I got to see her in this killer outfit. But, I've really enjoyed seeing Revan in other resources, most notably the novel. I enjoyed the novel. And he just, amazing look to the character, just a rich back history. I mean, they really go into depth with the character. Made me fall in love with the character and really get engrossed with who he is and where he came from. And, of course, what ultimately ended up happening to him in Revan. And, of course, if they ever bring him back into canon, we might see what happened to him in the long run. So, just a fantastic, fantastic character. The figure is quite pricey. It's gone up tremendously in the last couple of years in price. And, that little minifigure right there, it cost me an arm and a leg, but totally worth it. So, there you guys have it, Revan. All right, so now we have my favorite character from The Force Awakens, and that is Poe. When I first saw images of the character, it was great to see a Latino character being represented in the Star Wars universe. He looked cool, flight suit looked cool. Immediately fell in love with the X-wing, his specialized X-wing, the black and orange scheme. So cool, and but I just really fell in love with the character in the film. He's just best fighter pilot in the galaxy. Just so enthusiastic. I loved his enthusiasm. He was funny, he was entertaining. Even though he didn't get the most screen time, I immediately fell in love with the character. And he's just, his piloting skills on the Battle of Takodana, amazing. One of my favorite scenes in the film. Just some great lines in the movie, and I'm really looking forward to what they do with Poe's character. And and just his vehicle, like I said, it's become quickly become probably one of my top 3 favorite Star Wars vehicles. And all right, on to the next. Next we have Galen Marek, Starkiller, another fantastic character. Force Unleashed is my second favorite video game in the Star Wars mythos. Just such a powerful character. Sam Witwer really brought him to life in the video game. Especially the first one. Now, the second one was okay, but the first one, it's just immense power. Very, and it's the Force Unleashed, and you needed a character to represent that. And he was just so cool in the game, and all his various outfits, man. Just that's one of the other cool aspects. He had some of the best outfits in the entire Star Wars universe, especially the Lord Starkiller version of the Sith Stalker armor. That helmet. This is my favorite figure of all time, and just mainly because of the aesthetics of the character, just wonderful. And it's just one of those games I can play over and over and over again. And almost a tragic story for Starkiller, but I'm missing his Raxus Prime uniform. I know there's another figure out there with Mandalorian, which I'm not that interested in. If I find it, I find it. But this could have been something we could have seen in Rebels, but unfortunately it's not canon, and he's not canon anymore. But who knows? Maybe down the line we'll get to see more of Starkiller. All right, on to the next. Well, now we're on to my top 3 characters, and my 2 and 3 tend to go back and forth quite a bit as to who is my favorite, but definitely Darth Maul, and I know Darth Maul is the favorite of many people out there, and I mean, can you blame people? His look, so intimidating. The fact that he was the first character, if I'm not mistaken, we saw wielding a dual blade lightsaber. You know, a lot of people knock Phantom Menace. It's actually not my favorite Star Wars film, but my second favorite Star Wars film. Yes, I said it, and it's mostly due to Darth Maul. Even though he utters very few lines, you know, once again, it's all about. I'm shallow in that sense, in that regards. That I loved his look. I mean, we have seen the character's story further expanded upon. You know, especially now. You know, Sam Witwer has voiced him in Clone Wars. I think he's going to voice him in Rebels, and we've been able to see some character development to him. I appreciate it a lot more too after reading Darth Plagueis, which I know is no longer canon. But just to see him for the first time in the trailer, that's what got me so excited for the Phantom Menace, because I was just like, wow. And I love Ray Park. He's done quite some amazing characters in other films. You know, Toad in X-Men, the Headless Horseman. He's played some really cool characters from pop culture, and I got to meet the man. It's awesome. I got his autograph. You know, I didn't want to take down the frame. You know, I have not a huge Darth Maul collection, but I do have some Darth Maul items, and his lightsaber battle with Obi-Wan and Anakin, still my favorite lightsaber battle in Star Wars, and it's just, I love this character, just an amazing character. All right, on to the next. Of course, Boba Fett. Boba Fett is the favorite of many as well, and he was the first character I fell in love with when I first saw the original trilogy, of course, Empire Strikes Back, and I was, even before seeing the films, I just really liked his look. I mean, the Mandalorian armor, it's amazing. It's the design. It's, so many people have fallen in love with the mystery of the character and the look of the character. And once I saw Empire and I saw him, I just thought, so cool. And, of course he's underused, and, we're going to hopefully see a Boba Fett solo movie in the near future. And, but, he's awesome. And, reading the comics and reading other stories with Boba Fett, seeing his younger self in the Clone Wars made him a little bit cooler, but, he didn't need it. And so many other characters we've gotten in Star Wars with that Mandalorian look, Jango Fett. I love Boba. And, I've got quite a few collectibles. When it comes to characters, he's the one I have the most of. And, not all of them are pictured here. I do have a carded Boba Fett collection, excuse me. And, quite a few Lego minifigures of him as well. And other little knickknacks here and loose figures. But, Boba Fett, he's one of the reasons I fell in love with Star Wars in general. My favorite character for the longest, but, there's been one other character now that I do like a little bit more. I've admitted to myself that Boba is now my second, and sometimes third, depending on if I'm more in a Maul mood or a Boba mood. But, he's definitely up there, top 3. All right, now on to my favorite Star Wars character. Gotta love all that red. So much lightsaber goodness. Anyways, my number 1 character, some of you may have known this if you've been watching my channel for a while now, is Asajj Ventress. She's become my favorite Star Wars character. We first see her in the Clone Wars micro-animated series. And that scene where she, wreaking havoc in that jungle, I forgot where it was. But then she steps out through the flames, and, your fall will be my ascension, if I remember the line somewhat correctly. Just her speaking that lightsaber duel that she had with Anakin, my second favorite lightsaber duel in the Star Wars universe. I just immediately fell in love with the character, the raspy voice, the look. Just, she wants that Sith power. She wants to be Sith. And, just a tragic, almost anti-hero, because, we do see herself, she starts off as a Jedi. She's then, wants to be Sith, and then of course we see her story further elaborated on in the Clone Wars, as she kind of redeems herself, becomes a bounty hunter, and her story continues in Dark Disciple, which I've yet to read. Though I'm kind of don't want to read it, but I do. For those of you who read it, you probably know why. But I really fall in love with the character. Some of my favorite episodes from the Clone Wars are the ones that she's in, and just dual wielding lightsabers, the look of her. Hopefully one day we'll get to see her in live action. It almost happened in episode 2. Her concept art was. There was concept art for her to be used as the villain in episode 2, but of course they used Dooku instead, and they brought her into the expanded universe. But she's canon, which makes me happy, and hopefully we'll get a 6-inch version of her as well. And she's awesome. I love Asajj Ventress. All right, there you guys go. Hope you've enjoyed this video. I'm not going to necessarily tag anyone, but I would love to see some video responses, or just let me know in the comments below who are your top 10. And until next time, may the Force be with you.